This is the Louie T Network. Hey, either you're outside or you're
in the lab room.
Who else could it be but me, your man, Louie T? Welcome. You are in the lab room. Of course, I am your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week number 17 in the National Football League. It doesn't get any bigger than this. If you're the Baltimore Ravens, you need to win and then get a little bit of help. It's the holiday season, though, so just take care of your business. And maybe, just maybe, another team will spread you some holiday cheer and give you a chance to get in the postseason through the back door. It's Ravens at home, Week 17, taking on the Cleveland Browns. Browns come into this game on a 4-game skid. They were 1-7-3. They were 1-6-3. They were 1-7-4. Were these Browns this season? They have fallen on hard times, so much so that in this game they're starting their third-string quarterback, Connor Shaw, rookie out of South Carolina. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they put themselves in a very precarious situation. Last week, all they had to do was go to Houston, beat a backup, or I don't know what to call him. We'll call him Case Keenum, practice squad legend. And he comes in off the street, essentially, from the St. Louis Rams practice squad and beats the Ravens as Flacco has a terrible game. A game to forget. And so this team didn't get it done last week. Now you have a chance to win, and with a San Diego Chargers loss, you can find your way into the postseason. They've got a tough one trying to deal with some family business in Arrowhead. Can't worry about them because if you have another letdown like you did last week, all of that extra stuff doesn't matter. And so off to M&T Bank we go as the Ravens take on the Cleveland Browns. And this was a game that the Browns had opportunities in. Really, the Ravens came out early, tried to establish the run, which is what they want to do on the offensive side of football. They move it down the field, do the Ravens. They go for it on fourth down, don't get it, turnover on downs. I thought that was a huge play because early in this game, my thought process was, hey, get all the points you can if you are the Ravens. So, yeah, you got all the way inside the 5. You'd like to get a touchdown. I understand that. But there's no reason to roll the dice. Browns aren't going to score that many points in this game. Connor Shaw is at quarterback. So you take the points, you take the field goal, and you keep letting your defense play some good football. Instead, they go for it. And I get the thinking there. I get the thought process. Hey, we either score a touchdown or pin these guys deep. Maybe we get a safety. Maybe we force them into a mistake. They turn it over. Or maybe, just maybe, we force them to go 3 and out. They punt us the football. We get great field position. Anyway, I get all of those things, but that's not what happened. You don't get the points. They force the turnover on down, and they actually make it out of the shadow of their own end zone, so you don't get the field position that you were looking for. So that, to me, kind of backfired. But again, it's 2020. Hindsight is 2020, always. They go for it. They don't get it. It's still 0-0. Browns end up getting on the scoreboard after the Ravens get their first field goal of the game. So we're looking at a 3-all game at the half. Very lackluster performance by both teams involved. You expect that from the Browns. With the playoffs on the line, you expect the Ravens to come out and play much better than they did, but they didn't. So, again, this is the trend we've been seeing from the Ravens. Since that Miami win on the road, they haven't looked sharp. They barely eke by Jacksonville at home, 20-12. They followed that up with an even worse performance in a loss to the Texans on the road, 25-13, and then they come home and you're thinking, okay, they've got a shot here. You forget about what they've done over the last 3 weeks. This is an opportunity for them to right the ship and go into the postseason with some momentum. If they win this game, get some help, they can get in. And it's 3-3 at the halftime break. Browns actually come out, are able to establish the run a little bit. Terrence West with a nice run, leaps over a guy, stays in bounds. Could argue that he was out of bounds, doesn't matter. Stays in bounds. And so they end up getting in the end zone, do the Cleveland Browns to take a lead. I thought at this point in the game, Connor Shaw had done a really good job of just managing the game. It wasn't pretty, but it's what his career at South Carolina looked like. Wasn't the, prettiest when he threw the football, doesn't have the strongest arm, isn't the biggest guy, but he always found a way to get it done at South Carolina. And that's what he was doing in this game. He was scrambling, finding the tight end open over the middle of the field. He was doing this, doing that, avoiding bad plays and He did fumble in this game. Ravens were able to cover. They did put pressure on him, did the Ravens, in this game, which was something that probably was their saving grace. Defensively, they showed up, and they've showed up all year defensively. Despite all of the injuries in the secondary, this Ravens defense has been essentially the backbone and lifeline of this football team. Without this defense, this Ravens team is nowhere near the postseason. And so the defense stepped up again today when the offense didn't have it for 3.5 quarters. And it's 10-3 going into the fourth quarter. Ravens need to get on their horse and giddy up, and they finally wake up in the fourth quarter. Joe Flacco, 2 touchdown tosses. Torrey Smith with a huge deep ball, and I thought Flacco underthrew him earlier in the game when he had Joe Hayden by about a step and a half, allowed Hayden to make a play on the football and knock it away. So he was able to throw it out there again. This time Torrey Smith went up and made a play on the football, a huge gain. Torrey Smith finishes off that drive with a touchdown. So that was the Torrey Smith drive to tie the game up. Then you get another opportunity, if you are the Ravens, to get back down there, get in the end zone once again to take the lead. This time Kamar Aiken with a touchdown grab, and then the Ravens tack on another field goal for good measure to put this one away. I believe the score was 13-10 because the Ravens had cut it to 10-6 at one point. Then the touchdown by Torrey Smith made it 13-10, and you get the Kamar Aiken touchdown to push it out of reach at 20-10 with about 5 minutes to go or so. About more like 4 minutes to go left in this game. The Browns had done nothing all fourth quarter and really had done nothing all game. Sans for that one possession where you get the big run by Terrence West, they had done nothing offensively to make you think that they could make up that kind of ground, 10 points in the span of 4 minutes in the game. And so the Ravens had this one on ice for good measure. They finish off the game with a Ladarius Webb pick to seal the deal as the Baltimore Ravens get it done. And they couple that with a Kansas City Chiefs win, which means the Chargers did not get it done. So the Ravens find their way in. And I say this all the time. It doesn't matter how you get in the postseason. It doesn't matter how you get your ticket to the dance. It doesn't matter whether you paid full price or you got it for half price. See, the teams that already won and already clinched the division or clinched the playoff, they didn't pay full price. They got theirs half off. You had to pay full price. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Whether you pay full price, you get it half off, you're all going to the dance. You all got tickets. You're all getting in the building. And so if you're the Ravens, count your blessings that you were able to do enough. I still don't like the way you're playing football. I still think there are a lot of glitches in this Ravens football team, primarily offensively. You're still dropping a lot of footballs. Flacco is being pressured. I don't know if Eugene Monroe is coming back or not, but Hurst has been filling in admirably, but there's been a lot of pressure on Joe Flacco. There was pressure on him in this game, and I just don't like the way this offense is playing. I did see some shades and some life in the running game at the end with Justin Forsett, but again, this team has struggled offensively for the last month of football, and I just don't like the way they're playing. But again, the postseason is a new season, and so all things that you've done throughout the regular seasons, throw them out of the window, erase the slate, wipe it clean, you start anew. And so maybe the postseason coming around, which is what the Ravens do annually, maybe they'll have a light switch flip on and the offense will start to hit on all cylinders and the defense will continue to do what they've done, which is stop teams from getting in the end zone, forcing them to kick field goals. We'll see. But the Ravens find their way in the back door of the postseason, 20-10. Get the help that they need in this holiday season, time of giving. But they got a great gift from the Kansas City Chiefs. They are now your 6th seed in the AFC postseason for the Browns. Going to be a long offseason for them, as we've seen them go to the 3rd string quarterback. Will Brian Hoyer be back? He's a free agent. If he is, if he's not, really doesn't matter. He's not the answer at the quarterback position. Johnny Manziel continues to exhibit immaturity issues and immaturity, and with him not showing up on time in meetings and getting his treatment on time. That's another issue for another day. You knew what you were signing up for. Nobody feels bad for you. A lot of questions for Cleveland to answer at the quarterback position, but the defense played hard, gave them a chance. Browns finished the season up at 7-9. That's going to do it for Ravens Browns. I thank you for joining me. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down week number 17 in the National Football League. Congratulations to the Ravens. You're headed to the postseason. See you in a bit.